I'm sorry, it feels like I can word my thoughts better doing this.
I gotta mute myself because, you know, clickety clackety clack clack. So I suppose now would be a good. Suppose now would be a good time for Mythos, yeah.
Yes, if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and just RP with Celosia for a bit.
Okay. Give me just a second.
1.
Give me 10 seconds.
Well, I will be right back.
Okay, Mythos. You said you were meditating. There we go, that's the word. Meditating, right?
Yes.
Upon meditating for the first little while, you hear a voice. Quick checkup here. Your god was the god of compassion and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got the right one. So much shit to remember. So much stuff. I'm sorry. I'll say stuff. Um.
Remember, this is your campaign. I'm here. I'm here as a visitor. I understand the terms and conditions, so no need to censor yourself on my behalf.
Okay. Um. You hear a voice, a really soft voice in your head. A very soft male. It has been a long time since someone has worshipped me in my original temple.
His head's going to perk up at that. And then, he's going to turn to, I'm guessing, Ethereal's still there, right?
Yes.
And he's going to turn to her and ask, did you hear that?
No.
And he's going to turn his attention back to the voice.
It has been a long time since anyone's been in my original temple.
Original.
This was the first temple that was built in my honor. I had many buildings or groups before, but this is the original one built for me. The original and the grandest built in my name. Seeing what happened to the outside town pains me.
It pains me as well. And how did this destruction happen?
This war is not kind on any side. The plants are by no means innocent, but this town was the tech's fault. Although the leader of this group that did this was of the same religion you are, and this is why my building still stands.
How? I thought we're supposed to end suffering, not cause it.
In this war, sometimes you have to do as your superior says. I looked in his heart. It was not of his choice. He is not to blame. It is those who have given the orders.
Then I bear no ill will towards the one who caused this.
I don't suppose you've met a man in this town, have you?
We have. Though he's already left.
Do you wish to know who this man is?
Yes. After we heard this man talk, he wants to end so much life.
It may not be the answer you were looking for. Do you still wish to know?
Yes.
He is the main proprietor and previous almost pope of this religion until I stripped him of my gift. He wishes to end suffering but has gone too far. To put it simply, he was the leader of the church that you follow.
Oh yeah, I figured that. Me was just kind of speechless at this point.
His ideals aren't wrong. It's how he's going about it that is. And he has since stopped listening to me and thus has lost his power and connection to me. But it would appear that he became strong on his own. He was always very crafty.
My lord, tell me something.
Drop
Is it?
the formality. I am speaking to you. There is no need for such words. You may call me by my name.
Forgive me. Is it possible for him to see reason?
I have tried. Not mean that you could not also try. There may be a way to save him from this path. He has not yet caused the extinction of a planet. He is by no means but in that regard, neither am I. To end suffering, there have been times where I have forcefully ended suffering.
I understand.
His definition of suffering was once mine. This was many, 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 many hundreds of years ago. My church wasn't always this way.
But now it seems like his views have been warped.
I do not know by what or how he came upon this idea. Do not get me wrong, he is very clever, but I do not believe that this idea is his alone. And if it is, I will forgive his soul when it comes my way, but I shall not forgive his actions on this planet.
Sometimes mercy is all we can hope for.
It's been nice. I'm in my temple. Only in temples such as these can one speak to their god, and thus, or truly speak to their god, and thus this is why there are so few and only one for everyone. You might inform a certain Annabelle that on her travels she will find her church.
I will be sure to pass on the message.
But I do not think we will speak again, but know that I am with you, Mythos.
Well, I'm honored to simply have this conversation once.
There's no response, and you feel a presence has left.
Mythos turns to Ethereal, and there is a bit of a grin on his face. I believe I'm ready to head out of this building now.
Oh, I zoned out. Sorry.
Oh yeah, after that whole conversation, Mythos turned to Ethereal, and he has like a grin on his face, and he says, "I believe I'm ready to head out of this building now."
But there's so much left to explore.
Sometimes,
Pretty sure Mythos would start a fight if you started poking
He's-
about.
And he says, "Sometimes, some things are just best left unknown."
Fine. At least you look like you had fun.
Let's just say I had a very enlightening experience just now.
Enlightening's one word for it. Ethereal,
Yes, what?
might I have you make a history check?
8 plus 14.
14. Your knowledge is very faint, but it dawns on you all of a sudden that there was a quite famous tinkerer who lived in these regions and could have possibly lived in this town.
One who may or may not have had a chest.
No. Just a famous tinkerer that was known throughout the lands, and to you too, since you are of the same type of tinkerer.
Oh. Oh, that'd be nice to go check
May or
out.
May not want to go full on Hitler.
What?
So, are you gonna snoop around, see if you can find anything that vaguely reminds you of your craft?
Yup.
I'm gonna need 2 or 3 perceptions. Just tell me the highest one.
1 second. I have to do math. 25.
With a 25, you find a very well hidden little basement in a very much burnt building. It does not seem to be made of wood or metal or any material that you recognize, but is quite clearly made by a hand who knew what he was doing.
I'm gonna investigate that a little bit more.
Are you gonna try to pull it open?
Yes. Is it locked?
It does not budge in the slightest. Like, not even how a locked door would budge. It doesn't budge at all.
Can I knock?
You can knock.
Does anything happen?
It opens upon your knock.
Yay!
Oh, sure, his politeness gets rewarded. I see how it is.
Hey, that was actually the code.
The knock.
Knocking on the door was the code. You tried to go in a door for a church that was very much not your own religion, so shush.
campaign is secretly conspiring against my character in every way.
Oh, conspiring. The first 3 sessions were all about you and your religion. You quiet. But yes, the basement door opens. Or floor hatch. Hatch. There we go. Hatch. It opens.
Yay! What is here?
Do you have a light source? See in the dark? Also, Vito, stop spoiling things.
1 second. I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Oh, well then. You see another hatch. You be quiet, Mythos. You aren't supposed to say
I
things.
didn't know how you were exactly right.
It's a famous tinkerer. You think he's gonna leave his stuff behind one hatch?
Hold on. Let me go down 5 more hatches.
No, you need at least 2.
It's...
What do you do with this hatch? You try to pull it open?
I will knock again first.
This one does not open to knocks.
I-
How about that, OC, huh?
I will
2
look.
hatches.
I will look for a push or pull sign.
Oh my god. You know what? Watch, there's a pull sign on, push sign on it.
I would like to push the door open.
It pushes perfectly fine.
Yay!
Find another copy of Skyrim.
The Super Ultra Game of the Year edition.
But on what platform?
Yes.
Yes.
It's all the platforms in one disc.
Sweet, I can't wait to play Skyrim on my
It's
D20.
for Microsoft Cortana.
Microsoft Cortana. I don't think this tinkerer got there yet, but maybe.
Actually, I wonder, Cortana.
Oh no.
Cortana, why have you
Don't
betrayed
do
me?
it. Don't do it.
No, Cortana's not on voice activation anymore. Aw.
Because she's thing ever.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get
Windows XP.
No wonder the town was purged.
You know what? It deserved it at this point. Let's leave this Forsaken place after
We found its dark secret.
Anyway, this hatch opens. You walk further, and what do you know? There's another hatch. But this one seems bigger and menacing.
I would like to knock again.
The knocking does not work.
Is there a push or pull sign, or is that gone
There are
too?
no push and pull signs.
I would
There
like-
wasn't supposed to be in the floor above you, but I liked it enough there was.
Can I push and see what happens?
It does not budge in the slightest.
Can I pull?
What is your passive perception?
22.
22. With the 22, you find. Give me just a second.
Well, one
Is
of
there
my
anything that's going to escape Ethereal's gaze?
yes. Eventually, Apollia's passive perception is 21, but she never sees anything.
That's because Polly is too focused on Road.
Hush you.
That's where all that passive perception is going.
I mean, I could say that No does the same for Colleen, so
Where is it? Forgive my unreadiness.
Mistakes not tolerated on the server. You are banished.
Hush you.
I'm using my powers to usurp the throne and send you to the Shadow Realm.
I'm dead.
Oh, cheat, you
Uh,
liar
deal-
king.
Deal with that.
You can't usurp the throne. See, that makes you some kind of liar king.
The Lion King?
Takes one to know one, Liar King.
I know, right?
Oh,
Welcome to the club, OC. We have punch.
We have
You know-
fun. You lose. You're about to lose a brownie point and keep that one up.
can I have it?
No.
Oh.
Brownie points are non-transferable.
You can't just ask for those.
But is the punch filled with scorpion poison?
But is the punch an actual punch to the face?
Just a fist in a bowl.
Yes.
Okay. With your 22 perception, you find inscribing on the wall in a language that you know. So I'll just put it in. This tinkerer seems to like riddles. But a riddle appears, and I posted it in my channel.
In what channel?
My channel, peering through the sand. What can you break even if you never pick it up or touch it?
A heart.
Your word?
Celosia, you're not here right now to solve it.
But
Uh,
heart works too.
it's the wrong answer.
Oh.
The first one.
Is it the heart?
Once you say heart out loud, the transcript fades and another one appears. Who makes it has no need of it. Who buys it has no use for it. Who uses it can neither see nor feel it.
Oh, that's the guy who makes the coffins.
You were quick on that one.
I've heard this one before.
Well, coffin is the answer, but yes.
Oh, it being the coffin. Oh,
Crippling depression, oh no.
that is so accurate. I'm gonna. Where's my
no.
wine?
No, no.
It's an empty bottle.
Brock,
so-
really quick question. We are level 6 now, correct?
Yes, you are level 6. You'll be in-game level 6 once you get to the Mega City. Which
Okay.
will happen after you're done with this town.
I just want to double check before I hit save on everything.
And the last, a question in all bold appears.
Fav-
Ethereal.
Favorite
What
color
is
is
at
blue.
the end of a rainbow?
The end? It's either that or a pot of gold. And a leprechaun talking about Lucky Charms.
None of those answers work.
I have a bad answer. I don't know if I can say it though.
Go
Is
ahead
the
and
answer,
help him out.
is the answer Dandy and Vesper?
No.
I was gonna say a W.
W.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm saying
yeah.
W, the door opens.
I hate those types of riddles so much.
This tinkerer apparently didn't. He loved them. The door swings open, and this seems to be the last door.
Can the players, by mutual agreement, give Brox a negative brownie point?
Yes.
Another acceptable answer is a question mark.
Oh, no. In
No,
this,
that's not a rainbow.
The door says overthinking. You know, no, I almost did that. But too many of you have seen that image.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I can honestly say I hate all of you.
This last door was either going to be the W riddle or overthinking. Anyway, it swings open and you are greeted with a very bright light. It seems the place you are heading to is completely lit.
Ah,
It's lit, fam!
God.
I am entering heaven, finally.
Oh no.
I'm 600 years old, dang it.
You step into this room, right?
Yes.
The second you step in, you see many, many robotic eyes turn and look at you.
I regret my decision.
Either way, you get into heaven.
It seems this tinkerer was building robotic replicas of all the animals he had discovered on this planet.
Oh,
It
Have-
seems they
Cyber
act.
initiative.
It seems like they act all the same way too. Luckily for you, he had not started on any predators.
like myself, who has a couple little.
Who immediately started on predators.
Who immediately started on predators? Yeah. I have
Your
two.
raptors run into the room and rip and tear at everything. It's total destruction. All the Synchro's work is gone.
No, but the rule book says she pulls out the rule book. It says right here that they can't attack.
The laws of nature intervene and they attack anyway.
It's,
Oh no.
The predatorial instincts come in.
Someone say rules of nature.
Oh, no.
hold on, that's a different rule book.
What have you done?
Anyway, this is what you see. A very large amount of mechanical creatures of all shapes and sizes. And a table right in the middle where one was in the process of being built but was never finished.
What's this one look like? Because Ethereal definitely isn't fangirling right now.
It seems to be a possum.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Rude.
Wow.
Possum hater.
The gnome can somehow relate with the possum.
On this table, you see many, many, many books that all seem to be handwritten.
Hello, is there anybody in here?
There is no response. This room is just... You can see the entirety of the room, and all it is the table, a bookshelf with books, and a bunch of tools, and then a whole bunch of walking around creatures.
Because, if there's nobody here to share this knowledge, I might just take it for preservation's sake.
There is no response. You are not expecting a response. This room is empty except for mechanical creatures.
But you never know if there's something invisible here. Unless if it's within 15 feet
You
of
have
me.
true sight.
Yeah.
This room's not entirely that big. It's just packed full of creatures.
Can I yoink the books?
You yoink the books. You now have the entire works and collection of the Tinkerer that I will give you the name of as soon as I get my notes. But he was very famous. And he was very much, when this whole war started, against the tech. Despite his contributions to their original cause. Also, Ethereal.
Way you said that was amusing. Like it sounded very nasally, almost whining.
Oh my god. I need a really high perception check from you.
A really high?
A really high.
Define really high.
Not ludicrously high, but I'm gonna need a 15 or higher on the dice.
On
Like
the
a
dice.
reasonably-
Smoke some
Aye.
weed first and then write the check.
Yeah. Rip a bong and
Well, you see.
I will give you advantage,
Oh, thank God.
considering you are of the same class.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh boy, good thing I'm giving you advantage.
That's a natural 20.
Hello.
Way stuffed in the corner, you find a portable hole.
Yay. How
Yes, the portable hole.
how do I open it?
And you
It's
roll
really
it
good
out.
looking.
It's actually great for containing an explosion.
Now that you say
leave
that.
Snow's
Cleaning
campaign out of
chaos.
this.
Leave
But,
midnight campaign out of this.
I'm assuming you roll it out?
Yes, I roll it out.
You roll it out and peer inside. It seems that he has kept all of his most magnificent creations in this hole.
Ooh. What
All
magnificent.
of which are above your pay grade at the moment, but keep it around. If you level up, you'll get more.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna shove in a couple of these other creations here so I can just take the whole workshop with me.
Shoving living creatures into a hole. Get
Oh.
in there!
Well, I mean, one of my characters accidentally did that along with a bomb.
Do I have a bag of
No,
holding?
remember.
That'd be perfect to store the portable hole in, right?
Oh no.
No. Do you want to destroy all your work, including his and you?
Anything within a 10-foot sphere, yes.
Yeah, but no, remember when Liam yeeted a portable hole and it ended up killing Rory?
Yep.
That was fun times. Anyway, these creatures do not seem to want to leave this room.
Oh.
It's
Well-
almost as if they are bound to this room.
Well, that is unfortunate for them. I shall think of them often. And also jot down what they look like so I can build them myself later.
There's no need to jot down. You have found one of the books describing
Oh, yeah.
design of every single one of these.
Right. My bad.
So that was... Okay, I'm pretty sure that was everything down, and you all found it. Yeah.
What was the guy's name again?
I don't have notes.
Okay. Just
His name is
I'll tell it to you later.
okay. I'd also like to know what's in the portable hole too later.
Yes, I'll tell you.
Another hole?
But,
A bag of
Ethereal, this Tinkerer was very much the same race and class as you.
Race and class, interesting.
You heard rumors, and this only confirmed it, that he was the same race, and you had assumed you were the only one. It would seem you are not alone.
Gasp.
He's your father.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
There's a book in the corner. I am your father, Ethereal. Yes, I knew you'd come here.
I take that book and I throw it in the nearest fire.
Anyway,
I'm your father's mother's
Mother's
I'm
cousin.
your father's mother's
oh
brother's
no.
Nephew's uncle's former roommate.
What does that make
No.
us?
Absolutely nothing. Which is what you will
Mythos.
become.
Ethos and Ethereal, you get a brownie point. And I suppose you too, Snom.
Yeah.
I also have
Probably
another one
brownie
for
point
biting
character.
Annabelle either. Have another brownie point for
And-
in text biting Annabelle earlier.
For every bite.
Not for every bite, just ones I find thematically amusing at the time.
What did I do? What?
I
don't
gave
get a brownie point
brownie
anymore.
point for biting you in the middle of a conversation.
You got that.
Oh, fabulous. Yes, carry on.
Anyway, that's all brownie points, and as far as I remember, that's everything I wanted to hit in this town. What was it? Anyway, what do y'all do?
Da.
The floor is yours again. You can meet up, or you can
I would,
do something else.
I would like to rejoin the party.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and rejoin the party, like taking a look around as I go, but heading in generally where I expect them to be.
Annabelle and Celestia, where have you guys wandered off after, while doing this conversation?
I didn't have any particular direction in mind. Did you have anything in mind?
Not particularly. I think we were just waiting for the party.
Yeah, basically we're just kind of chilling outside the cathedral, chatting.
With your passive, you find nothing of note other than, like, a book or two about the religion that Mythos practices. Scattered about.
You find one book, look up, and it says it's the closest thing to a fucking Jesus allegory in D&D.
Oh no. But But yeah, I'm assuming everybody meets up.
Sounds like.
Hey,
All of you have a lot of information to convey to each other.
We sure do.
That is
So I'll leave
factually
the RP
incorrect.
floor. I'll leave the RP floor to you guys.
Well, upon seeing Mythos walk out of the cathedral, Annabelle will look over at Celosia. Perhaps we should continue this conversation when privacy permits.
Yes, I feel you might be right.
I should very much love to continue this conversation, but I feel prudence demands that we wait for a more opportune time.
Of course.
She turns towards Mythos. Well,
It was quite nice to be in there. I've had quite the experience.
I would be lying if I admitted I had no jealousy.
Oh, don't worry. I'm almost positive you'll have the same experience soon enough.
Her eyes get kind of wide at that. Oh.
And
Oh,
I
that would
say
be
that with the utmost confidence.
that would be lovely. That would be absolutely wonderful if that were possible. She sort of glances off.
And I've discovered something about that cathedral. It's not just old. It's the first.
I'm sorry, what did you say? She suddenly snaps back to reality.
The building we were in. It's more than
Yeah.
just old. It was the very first one.
The first building ever, or the first of its kind?
The first of its kind for my religion.
Oh. What a sacred space indeed.
And I had a interesting conversation.
Oh, did Ethereal have much to say?
It wasn't ethereal.
Her eyes get
We
big. Then who?
my very god himself.
Her hand goes up to her mouth. You jest. You're joking.
I am not. And he told me a few things. For one, when I said that you will have the same experience, it was he who told me that.
Her eyes become a little starstruck.
Your husbando will speak to you soon. Although he is dreading
Annabelle.
the confrontation to come.
Annabelle, can I get an autograph?
Yeah, for real.
And another thing, though, this next bit of news isn't all that exciting. In fact, it made me speechless for a moment. You know the man we met earlier today?
Yes.
The one who announced his intentions to destroy the world?
Mr. Rodley, yes.
He used
Oh,
to be
hello,
the
Max.
He used to be the Archbishop of my faith.
Could you
However-
repeat yourself? I'm not entirely sure I heard you correctly.
He used to be I'm pretty sure you did. He used to be the Archbishop of my faith.
He
However,
wasn't quite the archbishop. He was more closer to the lead pope. But yeah, your religion doesn't really have a pope. He was the
that's why I
head
said
man.
Archbishop, because Arch is
Yeah.
the highest rank I could think.
Yeah, I got you.
However-
Basically, head honcho.
However-
he was the head honcho of our religion.
One of the religions is just gonna call himself that. Yeah, I'm a head honcho. What you want?
Yeah, his name is Jesus.
Oh,
He's
Perfect.
very religious.
And but Mithra's gonna add, however, he had been stripped of his title and rank quite some time ago.
So he's a heretic then, if I am understanding you correctly.
By all accounts, that makes him a heretic. However, this dark path he's going down wasn't one of his own conviction. He was influenced.
Brow.
Someone or something caused him to go down this dark path. My hope is that we can reason with him, make him see the light once more. However, I am very much prepared to use force if necessary, should things not turn out the way I would hope.
I imagine normally in order to make that work, we'd have to confront whatever it is that convinced him in the first place.
Perhaps then he is a puppet.
Or a pawn.
Perhaps not. I don't know for sure.
Well, either way, it does not change the fact that he is our first and primary goal. Well, thank you for information, and thank you to your deity. Forgive me, I must learn to practice patience. It is not a strong suit of mine.
Something tells me that whenever it happens, you get the same experience. It'll be when you're least expecting it.
Oh dear, I fear that may be unlikely now.
Just be sure to keep your composure. I was almost a bit starstruck too.
She chuckles slightly. Do not worry, I was brought up with a proper upbringing. I am able to maintain my wits about me.
Says you now.
Oh no, she's totally gonna lose it. She's totally gonna lose it. She's convinced that her proper upbringing will trump her fangirlism. It's not gonna work, but you know, she can believe what she wants.
She's confident in it. That's unrelated to what's actually going to happen.
As much as I would love to see that in person, that will definitely be a moment for you that only you should experience.
Certainly, I do appreciate the courtesy.
I do believe both Vex and Mythos into this city.
One more time.
I do believe both Vex have information about
Oh yeah.
what happened.
One more thing. The person who destroyed this town, I've discovered something about him.
Before you continue, perhaps it would be wise to seek Ethereal, and that way we may all be present for this information.
Ah, yes, true. I was getting ahead of myself, my apologies.
In theory, you can make your way back to the party at this point. You've made it out of the many doorways of this man's, this tinkerer's, basement.
We
taking
made it
the
out
time,
alive.
taking the
It's
time to
tough.
close each and every single one of them.
Ethereal has joined the party. Formation has changed.
But yes, Ethereal's back with the party.
Oh, Ethereal, there you are. Did you find anything interesting?
Yes. Many things.
Oh,
Mind sharing with the classroom?
No.
well, it just so happens that, Mythos here. I found out something about what happened to this wretched place.
Oh, what happened?
the person who destroyed this place did not do so willingly. I was told that he was
Explain.
forced.
Of course.
Did everybody just die?
You heard what I said? He said, yeah, he was forced.
Forced, you say?
Make sure you mention he was forced by military command.
Yes, by... Unfortunately, when it comes to war, well, it never changes.
Gosh dang it.
ID tagged soldiers wield ID tagged weapons.
And there goes the brownie point.
Almost. I didn't quite facepalm, but it was almost there.
So you're saying he was ordered?
Yes.
He made his choice.
Whoever had done this, well,
He made his choice to obey his commander. The fault lies with them.
however, do know that I bear no ill will towards this person. After all, there are many factors we don't know yet.
With all due respect, I'm inclined to disagree with your assessment, but you're correct in that we don't know all the details.
Also, I will say, Mythos, I forgot to mention that the almost perfect destruction of this town was his way of doing it compassionately with no suffering. He was trying to do this as quickly and least amount of suffering as possible. And this is how the town ended up.
Yeah, that.
Annabelle, again, looks displeased.
Annabelle clearly hasn't been in the military.
Well, no, she hasn't been in the military proper, but she's treated a lot of soldiers, and she's sort of seen the backline effects of war, horrors of war.
And
So she
she's
hasn't-
also probably seen the unrelenting devotion to their orders.
Yes, and she is of the opinion that... I'm not saying it's the correct opinion. I'm just saying her personal stance is that they're the ones who pursued this path. They're the ones who made this choice. You know, she doesn't fully understand, because she's not in the military, she doesn't fully understand what it's like to be in the position of a commanding officer who has no choice but to follow their orders.
Are you gonna say anything, Vex, or are we just gonna move on from there? You did find a tattered. You
I
did
did
find
find-
a tattered
I did
badge.
find a tattered flag, but at this point I feel like that information is kind of not relevant.
Also, I will mention that the mimic asked to not be mentioned
Ah, okay.
to anyone but the person he asked for.
Right. So okay.
Because
so I will
if
avoid
it
that.
at any point spread that a mimic was found, that it could travel loose lips and all, and then he'd
Yeah, I
find
understand.
himself being hunted.
So there's still a very important kernel of information in there, though. So Vex is going to offer two things if people kind of turn to him and what he was looking for.
Yeah, because Minos doesn't know like which faction was it that caused the destruction.
In which case, you know what?
Well, if that comes up, well, I found this.
Then in that case, Annabelle will make a terrible social faux pas.
Hey, I'm doing things.
Oh, sorry.
Boy.
Nom, Snom, you know what to do.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say I found this, and I'm gonna present the flag, and this was supposedly the flag borne by the attackers.